Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Administrator, I've been listening to your testimony here in the committee room and back in my office. I've been watching it very constantly on television, and I must tell you, this is very disturbing, what I'm hearing today. One of the most alarming aspects that I've heard concerns your expenditures. I'm going to call them your outlandish expenditures on security. And what's even more alarming to me is the fact that there has been an obvious practice of retaliation against EPA employees who question your spending. And you're a lawyer. I read your bio. You've been a civil servant for many years, and you've done a lot of great things. You must certainly know that whistleblower protections are essential to ensuring fairness and good government. But according to press accounts, 5 EPA staff members were fired or reassigned after questioning your spending or advising you that you need to notify Congress of expenditures over $5,000. Now, the nonpartisan GAO office has now validated those employees, finding that you broke the law. That's not the Democrats or any other political group. That's the Nonpartisan Government Accountability Office has now validated those employees, finding that you broke the law and failing to notify the Congress. Now, do you intend to hold yourself or your staff accountable for this action?
First, I want to say I know of no instances, Congressman, where a decision has been made on employment status related to spending or any recommendations regarding spending. I've said that earlier, and I'll say it again to you now.
But my point is notifying Congress.
That's an issue that I've addressed already a couple of times here. Office of General Counsel, career individuals at the agency, advised those folks going through the expenditure process that they did not need to notify Congress. GAO came out recently and said otherwise. That notification has taken place. Those individuals, those career individuals that made the decision on that expenditure were following the advice and counsel and the direction of what they knew to be right.
So is your position that you had no responsibility to notify Congress of these expenditures?
No, I believe that the decision has been remedied, and it should have been done at the beginning, but it was not done. And the question is, as they made those decisions, who guided that? And it was career individuals at the agency.
I was further alarmed with the pattern was extended to the head of the Office of Homeland Security at EPA, who signed off on a February memo finding that you did not face direct death threats. That person was removed from his role, I'm told, the day that the Senate Democrats revealed the existence of the memo. The timing of the move clearly suggests an effort to intimidate, in my opinion, and to deter staff who might share their concerns with Congress. Any truth to that?
And I think Don Ambizian at the office, who heads our human resources area, would say the contrary to that. The reference I made earlier to a previous question about Inspector General and their actual recitations of threats, I can provide to you, Congressman. The person to whom you refer does not have all the information with respect to the collection of threats.
Let me take you to question 2. I'm running out of time. Last month, you moved to weaken protections from toxic coal ash, which poses serious risk to human health and the environment. I had a coal ash spill in my state of North Carolina, and they are still mitigating that damage. The spill that occurred in Kingston, Tennessee, caused 30 premature deaths, 200 serious illnesses among workers who cleaned up the spill. Amazingly, you have proposed weakening the protections despite the hard science proving the dangers caused by the spills. This is unacceptable. Were you aware of these severe worker impacts when you proposed weakening the coal ash rule?
The specific examples that you referred to, no. I was not aware of those specific examples.
Last January, you delayed the essential protections for farm workers from dangerous pesticides, including delaying protections for miners. That delay has now been thrown out. My staff says thrown out. You and I as lawyers, I guess we would call it something different, dismissed by the courts. Is that true or not true?
No, it's my understanding that there's a proposal to deal with those age requirements that are being considered, but there's not been any final action on that. States, as you know, have age requirements as well, and we're contemplating in that process whether those age requirements should be deferred to in this process. But I'm not aware of it being final at this point, Congressman.
Well, let me thank you for your testimony. I've listened as much as I could today, and again, I say I'm very disappointed with your record at the agency. It's not commensurate with your record over many, many years in other capacities, and your lack of concern for workers is what concerns me most of all. You've wasted taxpayer money.
Gentleman's time's expired.